Hi everyone, welcome back to another What the Tech episode, episode 8 this time. And well, as you can see, Adam's not here because he's getting ready for MWC, which he's flying tonight actually. So in his place is my esteemed colleague, Lehut.
Yes. Hi, I'm Lahud. I'm back again.
What are we talking about this week?
Today, we're going to talk about Apple x Google, iPhone 16e, and Nothing Phone 3a, which is all just fresh from the oven.
Oh yeah, definitely really fresh from the oven right now. So, okay, so let's start with the Apple Intelligence one. Okay, so this is interesting because according to the rumors, well, not exactly rumors because it's actually a teardown.
Yeah,
so
it's like a code teardown.
Yeah, a code teardown. So it's going to happen soon. So basically, Apple Intelligence will see an integration of Gemini into its systems. Basically, same like how they're doing it with ChatGPT. So whereby you can use ChatGPT directly using Siri. So let's say you want to go find some kind of restaurant or whatever for like dinner or whatnot. So you just ask Siri, and Siri will then ask you through ChatGPT.
Right.
So yeah, I feel that's quite interesting because a lot of people will see like Apple versus Google. They're like rivals, but not really because they're actually working a lot closer than you think. So what do you think?
For me, it's like what I'm excited about is we know Gemini is not just like your assistant. It's more as like your really smart integration. You know how in Samsung with your Gemini you can just like ask the Gemini to integrate your schedule. You can say to this is my schedule, and you can plan ahead your driving and all that. I think that kind of integration from Gemini that would benefit Apple's a lot.
Yeah.
For me, it's like ChatGPT is nice, but the thing it can do still quite limited. I would say maybe it's, you still can like plan your trip, schedule, maybe find a food place or something simple like that. But in terms of the app integration, I don't think it's available yet with Apple Intelligence, right?
Not yet. It's because it's not officially out yet, considering that it's just people just discovered the code. That's
just
it.
the code. Yes.
Just the code. So nothing concrete yet. There's no announcement from either parties. So I don't use Gemini in that sense a lot. I know some people who actually use Gemini for their scheduling and whatnot. Hey Gemini, please. Hey Google, please help schedule this and that. I use it mainly for work, honestly, because I write. I am the tech writer here in Adam Lobo TV, so I use Gemini a lot in terms of like grammar checks, and spelling mistakes and whatnot. And I think I've mentioned this in previous episodes as well, that I actually use it for like suggestions on where to go and whatnot. Like I actually do like ask either ChatGPT or Gemini, like, okay, I'm living here, blah blah blah, in Kalanjaya, blah blah blah. I want to go out to eat. What's a good place to eat? Those kind of places. And Adam was quite interested to know that I actually use those kind of things. And I feel that it's very useful, especially if it's directly integrated with Siri. Then because I feel that like you said, Gemini is a lot advanced in that particular sense compared to ChatGPT or even Apple Intelligence.
Yes.
So
for me, it's like I love this AI assistance or whatever you call it. I love this kind of assistance to schedule my time. Maybe it's like when you got a message from your friends, invitation or something, you can just like extract the invitation and put into your calendar.
Oh,
That kind of thing. I used to find it's like overkill. You don't need to do that. But as soon as you reach the level of you have a super busy day, I think you'll need that. It's really helpful. And one more thing, I hope with the integration of the Gemini, I hope Apple Siri dictation will improve, because compared to
I've heard complaints of that.
if we compare Siri to Gemini, I think Gemini can for us or Asian with not perfect English, right?
Malaysian accent, right?
Yeah, Malaysian accents. Gemini would do much better. They can they can still understand my broken English sometimes.
Yeah.
But Siri, if I won't like ask Siri in that accent, it won't understand me at all. So I'm quite happy if they really integrate it. I'm sure they will improve the dictation issue, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think the collaboration between the two, I think, would definitely benefit
each other so much.
And some people actually they're quite worried about in terms of security and whatnot. Because when you see Apple's mainly like internal, so everything is controlled by them. The security is done by them and whatnot. So a lot of people they raise that kind of security concerns. Like, if I were to use Gemini or ChatGPT, whatever, what's going to happen to my information and data and whatnot? Like some companies, they use your data to train their AI models without the user's knowledge.
Yes.
I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I know a lot of people are very concerned because it's sensitive data. Like your own that kind of information, especially if you're used by other companies for their own AI models, it kind of raises security questions. But I do think that Apple has this control, because like their ChatGPT integration, OpenAI doesn't actually get the data that's used. Yeah. So basically it's not done internally, but they don't store it. OpenAI don't store it, and Apple assures that those who use ChatGPT, their information will not be used to train ChatGPT. So I am very sure that that's going to happen with Gemini's integration, if or when it happens. So for me, I'm not that concerned. What about you? Do you think that kind of security concern is a big issue for you?
For me, it's like, as for me myself, if it's gonna improve the AI for the better, I don't mind the use.
Actually,
but I get the security concern. But knowing them as a big corporation, I think they would handle this matter more professionally. So they would know best.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of issue it's not the time yet for us to like concern about that.
Yeah.
Make it happen first, then that will come later.
Yeah. Because for me, I feel that because the data I provide isn't like super sensitive data, like I don't give them my phone number, I don't give them my bank account number, I don't give them my IC number. So if it's just simple data like where should I eat, or hey ChatGPT, improve my article grammar or whatnot, I don't really care if they use it for to train AI or whatever, because for me it's the world is already very tiring. So for me to think about that kind of data security and whatnot, I don't know. For me, I just like let bygones be bygones. You want to use my data, fine, sure, whatever.
Yes, correct. For me, it's like it's okay. They know they
It's
will
okay.
know. They know how to handle this better.
Yeah.
No risk. we just use it because I think for the longest time we're using ChatGPT and all, we don't have this kind of security issue.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, sure, okay, yeah, it is a concern, but should you be concerned all that much? that is, for me, that's a question, but that's a question for another topic, you know,
Yes.
because that one, if you start going through that, it's like a huge, deeper rabbit hole, and
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
about to go through that, man.
Yes. We're not security experts.
Yeah,
on it,
exactly.
I rather leave to the security experts talk about.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not the president.
Yes.
Like, we're not the prime minister or whatnot. So, you know, unless they look through my browser history, then maybe. Anyway, let's not talk about my browser history. Speaking of Apple, you want to talk about more about the iPhone 16e, because we actually have it in the office.
Yeah, we just recently do an unboxing reels. You can check on our YouTube or Adam Instagram page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions?
For me, it's like, it actually reminds me of of course, the iPhone XT, right? And back then in iPhone 7 and 8, small phones. But this time, instead of coming with really small screen with the Touch ID, remember? Last time, the iPhone SE, the red
SE4.
color we have is
SE3, sorry.
yes, it's quite small and curvy on the side, right?
Yes.
But this time it comes like totally close to iPhone 16 design. It's just that the back, you just have one small lens. That's all, 48 megapixel, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like, it feels solid. The last time iPhone SE, it feels light and I would say quite cheap build. But this time it feels more premium.
More robust, right?
Yeah, more robust, and the side frame feels more solid. You know, feels like I'm not sure. I think it's just steel, but still, overall, from the front you won't tell the difference.
Yeah, Apple didn't specifically mention what kind of material they used, but I do think that it is maybe the same material as the 16 and 16 Plus. I think.
I feel like so.
Yeah, I do think it is, but I'm not going to confirm it because Apple didn't confirm it themselves. So, but yeah, I just only mentioned, held it today because you guys were busy with the unboxing and whatnot. So I didn't want to kacau or whatever. So yeah, I felt that it felt good. I really like the matte back, honestly. Matte glass back.
I think is that kind of finish is the best to use this naked. Like right now, I'm using my iPhone 15 still naked because I like the matte back.
Yeah.
Hence why I think the iPhone 16e feels like premium enough for me.
Yeah.
If I didn't use this phone, I would rather use that one also, because at the end of the day, I'm using it for works only, right?
Yeah. I mean, would you consider the 16e to be mid-range, or would you consider it to be a lower tier flagship? Because in terms of specs, it's actually quite powerful, honestly.
Yes. So it's still using the A18 chip, but from what I know, the A18 chip is some sort of nerf because it lost cores, right?
Yes.
But still, in their I would say, what's the promo pitch? What do you say? Yeah, one page or something like that.
Yeah.
They say it's like 70% faster than iPhone 11, right? But 11, but it does make sense from people from that age to upgrade, right? And don't want to blow a hole in their pocket.
Yeah.
Below 3,000 is just nice. You get a good chipset. You have a decent camera, I think, 48 megapixels. Apple OLED HDR display, still nice. So I think it's for me, it's quite like, I would say, what is it, lower flagship of something. Calling it mid-range doesn't sit with me, I think.
Yeah, I understand, and I agree. I don't think it's fair to call it a mid-range. Yeah, sure, it is significantly less powerful than the mainline 16 series, but when you consider the specs that they put in, I would say that it would definitely trump over like your typical mid-rangers, the ones with the Snapdragon 7s, or even if, let's say, you're using an older Snapdragon 8 chip. And even though the A18 is a binned chip with 4 GPU cores compared to the 5 GPU cores of the mainline A18, it's still a significantly powerful chip, man, because the A18 can run AAA games. No problem. So I don't foresee any issues, any major issues of like 16E running like the Resident Evil games that they were heavily promoting last time. So yeah, sure, okay, it has one single camera, but the camera is made specifically to be good.
Yes.
I mean,
I think people shouldn't make like fuss about like lesser cost, because latest gen chipsets is powerful enough for me. Just like the Oppo Find N5, it has lesser cores, although it uses the new Snapdragon 8 Elite, but it has lesser cores.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yes,
that one I didn't.
You don't know, right?
Yeah, I didn't.
But it has lesser score, still performing the same. I think on Gemini we try it right in our video, right? So I think the only I would say caveat in this iPhone 16e is the lack of MagSafe.
Oh yeah, that is a, I wouldn't say huge, but it is noticeably.
Yeah, for me it's like I always use the MagSafe charger in the car. I'm quite dependent on that. And if you love to use the accessories, it's a huge blowout to you. But if you don't really care, I think it won't affect you much.
Yeah,
you can always buy a MagSafe case to attach.
Exactly.
So it's a small issue actually.
Yeah, I mentioned that to Adam as well, because even though it lacks native MagSafe support, you could always get cases with the MagSafe magnets in it. Yeah, sure, it's an extra step for you to get MagSafe, but I mean, it is a solution, and it's not something that it's not the most ideal solution, but it is a solution nonetheless.
Yeah.
So I think that yes, MagSafe is a missed feature in the 16E, but it is fixable. Yeah. So, but Adam said that he doesn't like to use cases. So I think for people like that, it is an issue.
Yeah. The other one I think I've read about it lacks some sort of precision sensor. Is it?
Yeah.
If you're using
AirTag
or something like that, it's like lessen the precision.
It's not
to find your attacks, right?
Yeah, it's not as accurate as you would find on mainline iPhone. But that also, I think, because it's such a specific, I wouldn't say niche, but because it's such a specific feature, I feel that it's not that big a deal, especially for those who really want an iPhone but don't want to or can't afford to spend on the mainline iPhones. Yeah. So but okay, talking about just going back to the iPhone 16e's camera, what do you think of the camera? Because I feel that because it's a single camera, do you think that you're actually losing out a bit on camera quality, picture quality, whatever?
For me, it's you don't miss out much on the camera, because it's still 48 megapixel if you see their sample photos. I haven't have the chance to use it yet, but from what Adam caught in the camera, I think it's pretty decent if you just want to take some OOTDs, not those
OOTDs.
not those I would say super macro enthusiast, super telephoto kind of thing. Some people just like to take street photos, super zoom, right?
Those mobile photographers.
Yeah, mobile photographers. If you just a casual user, you just want to use iPhone that's up to date, never lags,
Yeah.
play some games. I think it's a perfect phone without banging your wallet. I guess a lot of people ask me, it's like, is this suitable for you? Is this worth it?
Yeah.
Worth the money? For me, it's like it's up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
How will you spend your money?
Yeah.
If you ask me, yes, because I rather buying is like 5,000 phone. I rather buy 3,000, 2,000. I spend on maybe in my hobby buying
Yeah.
something else. It's all about you, how much you willing to spend,
Exactly.
and it's for the value for money is there.
Exactly.
I mean, if and another thing is if you're someone who just want to use WhatsApp calls, play some games and call it a day, listening some music, I think the phone is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still getting an iPhone experience.
Yes,
you're still
correct.
getting iPhone experience. You're still getting the same iOS software. You're still getting Apple Intelligence.
Yes,
Yeah,
Apple
you're still
Intelligence,
getting
Memoji.
Memoji, the visual intelligence
yes.
as well.
I think
There's-
Apple Playground is that.
is it? Oh, I don't know.
Apple Playground also is because it's A18, right?
Oh, yes,
that,
correct.
It still have those fancy features, so I think it's good enough.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, it's great for casual users.
Yes.
Like even though it's a single lens, you're not getting MagSafe. You know, there's a lot of things that you're not getting with the main. We're not saying not a lot. I mean, like there's a few things missing from this phone compared to the mainline. You're still getting an iPhone.
Yeah.
You're still getting an iPhone. You're still getting the same support, same software, whatever, yada yada yada. So, but one thing is you gotta be prepared to jump into the ecosystem, lah.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to start working and whatnot. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the in-depth review of the iPhone 16e, and that video is coming soon. And yeah, so look forward to that. But okay, and moving on to another phone, the Nothing Phone 3A
Yes.
and 3A Pro actually. So, what do you think of the design?
The design is for the Pro. I think it's quite refreshing. Something new. I thought they couldn't. Pete, can you scroll up a bit? I thought they couldn't like. I would say.
Make it work?
Make it a little bit more different, right?
Yeah.
I thought they would finish at the last design, but they proved me wrong. They came out with something more interesting. I've been a fans of the Nothing 2A because over the flagship, because the designs and the plastic finish is, I see, quite good. It's interesting.
Yes.
It makes cheap phones looks good.
Yeah, exactly. The design itself is so unique.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing else like this. Literally nothing else. I mean, if you look at phones, especially this kind of price range, it's pretty much interchangeable with one another. A lot of phones, like, I'm not going to name drop brands, but you know those mid-range phones.
Mid-range,
so I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not a huge fan of the software. I know you and Adam are like really big fans of the software. I'm not a huge fan of the software. I feel that it's too monochrome, too monotonous. But I do like the features, and I'm really looking forward to trying this phone out, honestly. And apparently they've improved a lot on the camera.
Yes.
They've improved a lot on the camera and pretty much the whole experience of the phone. So yeah, I don't have first-hand experience with the phone yet. I hope so, sometime in the future when Nothing comes to us, or maybe Adam goes to Nothing. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
For me, it's like the last time we're reviewing the Nothing 2A. It was quite good on day release, and knowing Nothing, they always have frequent software update on the camera. That's why how they improve. Just like the CMF Phone 1 on release day, the camera sucks.
Really?
Yeah, the camera sucks. But after like 1 or 2 updates, it's improving. I would say. That's why I have like respect to them. They give software updates frequently, and yeah, like just like you say, I love the OS, the skins a lot because it's so simple and it's like different. It reminds me back in the day we used to install Nova launcher.
Oh yeah.
Back in the
Those
day.
old, those
The first thing
launchers.
you got your phone, you install Nova launcher to be Nexus or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, I always use the Windows launcher, Windows Phone launcher.
Oh no!
No, I really like Windows Phone. Honestly, I love the design. I love.
Bro.
Okay.
What is it? Lumia.
Yeah, Lumia. Okay, I know my age is showing, but
It sting.
but no, okay, the support stinks.
Yeah.
But the software itself is nice. I mean, the tiles, all
Yeah.
there's like live updates before
Yeah.
Samsung's live updates.
Yes,
those kind of
yes.
things, and
Correct.
it works. And yeah, I'm really sad that it didn't work. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, coming back to the Nothing Phone 3,
yes.
I am really okay. The one thing that I really liked from the 2A is the fact that it was loud.
Yeah.
That phone was really
the speaker.
the speaker was really loud, and it's loud to the point where even when you play it on Max, it's not really crazily distorted. You know, some phones where you like put it on Max and it'll be like talking to Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Like
Bro.
that kind of thing. So the Phone 2A, it does well.
Yeah.
And I specifically, because I was the one who helped Adam. I was the one who helped Adam write the script for the Nothing 2A review.
Yeah.
And I did mention, I actually put a separate section just for the sound. Even Adam asked me, he was like, did you really want to put a sound section in the script? I said, yeah, because I think it's worth mentioning. So I hope that the Nothing 3A has that speaker performance as well, because I don't usually use it to listen to music. It's more like, podcasts and whatnot. So
sometimes you just want to open loud.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes when I'm working, I just want like white noise or something. But yeah, like podcasts, I do use that phone for podcasts, especially because when I'm like cooking at home or whatnot.
Yes.
Sometimes my normal phone, the sound kind of drowns out, especially when I'm like grung, 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 the walk and whatnot. So with the Nothing Phone 2A, I actually heard podcasts clearly, which I'm really impressed.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope that the 3A and 3A Pro continues that.
For me, it's like, I think it will be better. I also saw in their YouTube channel, I think they share the whole progress of journey they make to make Nothing.
Oh,
3A, right?
yeah.
And I think that one is 3A Pro, if not mistaken, right? If this leak is correct,
Yes.
it's a 3A Pro. The detail is nice.
Yeah.
I would say I'm just of course they're talking about camera all with the lens, but till it came here, we wouldn't know the truly performance, right?
Speaking of cameras, there are leaked information regarding the cameras, and they look pretty impressive, honestly. Like, okay, the rumor is that the baseline 3A will have a 50 megapixel main sensor with a 50 megapixel telephoto lens with 2 times optical and 30 times digital zoom, and also an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens.
Yeah.
The Pro model comes with a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens with 3 times optical and 60 times digital zoom,
That's why.
and an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. So, holy cow! No, not to mention just even the selfie phones for both phones is going to be a 32 megapixel camera. Again, these are all just leaks and rumors. Nothing hasn't confirmed anything yet. Wait, nothing hasn't confirmed nothing yet.
Yes.
So basically, yeah. But going off the leaks, the hardware is impressive.
For me, it's like I think this is like how they fill in the gaps between their flagship, I guess. Because for 2A last year is like around 1,399, and the flagship is like 2,000 something, right? They need to fill the gap on the 1,800 something.
Yeah.
I would assume this one would cost you like 1,999 or 1,899 on the Pro. But if the rumors were true, the leaks were true about the periscope, that is huge thing for a mid-range, not even flagship.
Exactly.
I would say, for me, it's like it's always the mid-range that excites me, because lots of people can afford mid-range more than flagship, because you already know flagship is confirmed to be a powerful device, at least. So seeing this mid-range get this kind of boost is a good thing.
And I feel that with mid-range devices, manufacturers can experiment a bit in terms of like what's good and what's not. I think that flagships, the margins are too low, so that they can't really afford to, play around with certain features, which is why some people are complaining that flagships nowadays are getting more and more boring, even though it's getting more and more powerful, more and more advanced, but at the same time it's getting a bit boring and stale, which I understand, because I mean, at this point a lot of flagships are like checking the boxes. Powerful camera, powerful chipset, big battery, good screen, exactly, a comfortable hold or whatever. And I do understand that some people are saying that it's getting boring and stale. So, but at the same time, I don't know. What do you think?
I think they just have to innovate something new for, let's say, now Huawei is like going to the foldable, go to the trifold. I think they have to make something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just my wild guess. Maybe they bring back physical keyboard or something. It's it's like when something is trending, it's just bringing the thing of the past back.
Yeah, a lot of retro tech is actually coming back. Like the Clicks keyboard. Clicks keyboard. People are going crazy for the Clicks keyboard, and I was like, dude, what? This kind of thing is something I grew up with.
Do you remember those modular camera back in the days?
Oh,
maybe one day this manufacturer grown tired. It's like, why don't we make lens that you can buy separately? Maybe can cut cost to make hype or something.
Maybe, I mean, it could happen, I guess. Maybe some company will come. Let's like, you remember the Essential phone?
Yeah.
They
it's a great concept.
The execution wasn't so good, but I don't know.
Okay, back to the nothing 3A. I think from what we know, it's expected to ship with Snapdragon 7S Gen 3.
Oh yeah, 7S Gen 3. Yeah, pretty
decent,
good.
Yeah,
pretty good. It's not just decent. I think it's pretty good. It does punch above its weight a lot.
Yeah. I think the only, I would say, downside, we're not sure this is true or not.
Yeah.
It came with like full HD LTPS AMOLED.
Ooh, that would be good. And 120 hertz refresh rate. Yeah, I mean, it can work. I mean, screens are getting. It's not as expensive as it was before, and it's not as these kind of features like fast refresh rates and the types of screens are not exclusive to flagships anymore. You can find a lot of mid ranges or high tier mid ranges having these kinds of specs. So I won't be surprised if it's there, but I also won't be surprised if it's not true. I mean, maybe the Pro will have 120 hertz, but maybe the baseline 3A will have 90 hertz.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's good enough.
90 hertz is good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough. So
it's usable.
So I guess we'll have to wait for it, in March 4th, I think.
Yeah.
we'll have to wait for the official launch then.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of HUAWEI Mate XT, so have you heard about the Samsung one?
Which one?
So, well, apparently Samsung is working on a multi-folding device themselves.
Okay.
Dubbed the Samsung Galaxy G Fold. So there's no So okay,
Does it fall inside?
yeah. Well, it's according to the rumors. Yes, that's
Oh.
that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be like a zigzag like how Huawei does it.
I see.
So it's going to be a closed thing, and I actually prefer it to be like that because then the screen you minimize contact of the screen with the outside.
Oh.
So, but yeah, okay. This is not the phone itself. This is a concept. I think from 2019. I think if I'm not wrong. Called the Flex G. So it's basic. This is a precursor to the Galaxy Z Fold.
Okay.
So basically, yeah.
So you say it's like you love when it's curved inside, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like the Huawei trifold have the optimal double folds. Also, although it's called trifold, but it's actually still double fold.
Yeah, it's just.
But I think foldings like Z is quite the optimal way, because if you curve to inside, doesn't one of the side will have a big
exactly. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm interested in knowing how they're going to do it. Because not just that, but how would it affect the thickness of the phone?
Yeah,
because
that's true. As
of right now, the Mate XT is, I wouldn't say a lot thinner than the Z Fold, but it is thinner.
Actually, it looks almost the same for a three trifold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For like a double folding, double one.
Yes, it's double. Technically, it's double. Although it's called trifold, it's trifold.
Yeah, but yeah. So basically, I mean, for the amount of screen that the Huawei has compared to the Samsung, it's still slightly thinner than the Z Fold, which is really impressive, honestly. And I am very interested to know how Samsung's going to tackle that with their multi-fold. But I mean, like when this one's coming out, when it's coming out, we don't know. But apparently the development is going to start in sometime in April. So we'll have to see. Maybe it's coming out next year. Maybe it's coming out the year after. Maybe it's coming out the year after that, or maybe it's not coming out at all. So
yeah, it still is like up in the air.
Yeah, exactly, up in the air. I was just thinking that.
For me, it's like Samsung will take their time. Because this kind of thing is, if done wrong.
Oh it will be like the first Z Fold. Remember?
It will be a huge backlash with like multiple QC issues.
But honestly, I am quite excited because it's been quite a while to see Samsung working on something new.
Yeah, correct. We've been stagnant for a few years.
Exactly. That is the best word to describe Samsung right now. They've been stagnant. They're good, but they've been stagnant.
Yes.
So yeah, let's hope that they're working on something new and something good.
Okay.
So that's all the whole topics of today. So now we move on to the community question, which I asked. Well, actually, Adam asked in the previous What the Tech episode. So I used that to put as our community question. So I asked, as mentioned in our previous What the Tech podcast, what's a good price that you would spend on a phone? Tell us in the comments below. So I gave like 4 different choices. So it's either 1,000 ringgit to 2,000 ringgit, or 2,000 ringgit to 3,000 ringgit, or 3,000 ringgit to 5,000 ringgit, or above 5,000. And apparently a lot of people prefer spending just in between 1,000 to 2,000, which I think is fine. But I think nowadays, the sweet spot is still 2 to 3K.
2,000, yes.
Yeah, because I feel that the gap between a flagship, not flagship, 2 to 3K is not a flagship price range. I feel that it's a high end mid-tier, high end mid-range phone.
Yes.
So if you were to spend from 2K to 3K, I think that's a good sweet spot.
For me, it's like I have to sit with those majorities in Malaysia because I don't like to be in my own bubble.
Yeah.
It is true. Most of Malaysians can afford 1 to 2,000 because that is the sweet spot for someone to spend.
Yeah.
Is for me. I would say I'm that's like rich and but I still feels like 1 to 2,000 is just the sweet spot. If you're a power user, you're using your phones a lot.
Yeah.
It's like maybe to catch videos, make contents because there's a lot of business owner, a live host or something. Yes, you might want to spend a little bit more on your phones.
Yeah.
But if you just like me, just use it for WhatsApp, take some photos to send reports, ways, listening some music in a train, then yes, I would say 1 to 1,000 is good enough for you. There's a lot of mid-range. There's entry flagship level is among that range.
But if you, like you said, power users, and I think people who want to play games, they might have to spend a bit more to fully utilize the phone for gaming. So, but yeah, let's move on to the community answers. This one is quite interesting because it's 2-in-1. Basically, it's a comment and a reply to the comment. So, at Coffee Cake said that if someone's still willing to spend 3K to 5K, our generation is cooked, lol. which is true. I mean,
for me, it's like we all have our own hobbies. I mean, like you do you have your money, you do you. If you feels like is your thing, you love phones so much, you use it every day, hardcore gamers or professional gamers, something, then be my guest. Just spend your money. But if you ask me and Syed, who have like others hobbies like Gundams or something, we would spend a racks.
Oh man.
No, you definitely won't spend 3 to 5K. Don't lie. You can say this to other people because you're spending this kind of money on other things. Correct? Okay.
That's correct.
At the end of the day, we're just the same.
Yeah, man. I mean, I am actually going to watch the new Gundam GQX movie later.
I think it's premiering today, right?
Yeah, tonight. I'm going tonight before Puasa.
No. Yeah.
So I'm going to settle all my movies before Puasa.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the comment. So someone replied to Coffee Cake, and he's called @Kimochi. So he said, exactly, better spend the money elsewhere than just a gadget. Again, brings back to your comment. I mean, like if you have other hobbies like me, I collect Gundam, I collect Transformers figures, and other things. So yeah, I don't have that much to spend on a single phone.
Yeah.
So if I were to get a new phone, I would really research on how it's going to benefit, how it's going to suit my needs on whatever I want to do. Because I don't just use the phone for WhatsApp and whatnot. I do actually play some games, but not intense games. So yeah, I think my needs would be not as high. Yeah. But yeah, thank you Coffee Cake and thank you Kimochi for your great comments. So we'll be looking forward to more comments next week when we post more community questions. Yeah. So moving on to video releases this week. Again, our video releases I think is a bit slow this time because we're quite busy. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes.
There's a lot of video in production and finished, but we couldn't let it out yet.
Yes,
so it's probably just wait for it.
Yeah, just wait for it.
Just wait for it.
Keep your butts on your seats.
Yes,
and watch our videos.
Press the bell icon.
Yeah, press the bell icon. Subscribe and press the bell icon.
Yes.
But yeah, so we have the iPhone 16e unboxing. That just came out I think yesterday. Was it?
Yes.
It's available now. You can watch it now on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, as well as our YouTube Shorts.
Yes. We will have Samsung Galaxy 25 in-depth camera review soon for you. I would say the review covers like A to Z, everything you need to know about the camera.
Sorry about the audio. I mean, it's suddenly started raining like really heavily.
Yes.
So yeah, you might hear a lot of rain in the background. So we apologize again. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's it for What the Tech this week.
Yes.
Stay tuned for another new episode of What the Tech next week, and it will be still me and the Hood because Adam will be busy with MWC next week. So goodbye. See you next week.